my YouTube channel. I've always wanted to say that. So, I struggle with something now that I want to talk about today. Just to let you know, or whoever listens to this video, that you're not alone. I found my glasses and I thought I had lost them at an Easter show. I found them at the back of the car and I was devastated, child. These sunglasses I wear, okay, and I call them my husband is rich and I don't need this job, okay. That's what I call these sunglasses. And I thought I'd lost them. I bought them from Foschini. For those who want to know, I do not gatekeep. I will share everything if you have any questions about outfits or whatever. So anyways, let's get back into the topic. So something that I struggle with a lot as a human, as a Christian, as a mom, as a young woman who is trying to make it in life, is the crippling fear that is really rooted from previous experiences. And as much as I'm a woman of faith and I meditate and I work out, I still struggle like deep down in my soul. And I just wanted to talk about that in depth and let you know that you're not alone. So a little bit of my story, which I'll share gradually because it's a very big story. I grew up in White City, Soweto, and I grew up with my mom and dad. And after my mom and my dad passed away, that's when me and my family really saw struggle. I mean, what? Oh Lord. That's when me and my family really saw struggle, okay? And although I have been delivered from struggle and lag and brokenness, I still feel very crippled by it. And most recently, not very, very recently, last year, my car died, okay? So a part of my engine died and I work with my car, okay? I don't have an office. I move from place to place, okay? So a car for me is my office. So my car died and it was expensive to fix. So I had two options. I could either repair the engine part that is broken or just replace the whole engine, because those are my options, because I could. But when we did the numbers, me and my mechanic, the parts that I needed to repair the part of my engine that was broken were equivalent to buying a second-hand engine. So we both agreed that I'm gonna buy a brand new engine. But child, I did not have the money. I mean, I had the money, but I also did not have it, and I'll explain. So I had a savings that I was gonna receive in January, but also remember, in January, not remember as if you know, what am I saying, child, please? I'm not talking to my people that know me here, probably. But remember in January, we have school fees, and my daughter was starting a new school, and she was starting a new school, new stationery, new everything. So January expenses and December expenses are exorbitant. And guess what? My car decided to die then and then. Chose that time to die. So, child, when I tell you that I saw flames, okay? I was in the pits of hell. I was not on the ground. I was in the basement, okay? And if the basement had an underneath, I was probably underneath the basement. My voice was very low in that basement. But let me tell you something. I incurred debt, child. I saw flames. My job was at risk because I almost lost my job because I wasn't able to move around. I was in the depths of hell, and somehow, with the grace of God, He resurrected me from that. And time and again, God shows me that, listen, I've got your back. I am the king of restoration, right? When I worked at a company called Sanofi for like 5 years, and they retrenched me. And let me tell you something, I didn't even stay a year at Lokshin. I got another job. God came again and said, girl, I am your resurrection queen, okay? But let me tell you something that people don't speak about, and that I think is okay. And it doesn't really mean that you don't have faith or you don't believe. I just think it's just a human feeling. Even though God has showed me over and over and over and over again that He's a God of resurrection and He will always take me out of things. You know, God has rescued me even from trouble that I have put myself in, that I have volunteered myself in. He will not even say, oh, usfagile, keep. He will resurrect me from the hell that I have volunteered myself into. But still, I find myself crippled by fear, crippled by anxiety of, you know, will this whole thing that I've built, this whole life that I've built, is it really mine? I ask myself every day, is it really mine? And I find myself so fearful of even making financial decisions. I'm going away with a friend of mine to Botswana, and I was so afraid. And I said, oh my God, here I go. I'm going away with my friend. I'm taking all these financial risks. And we call them financial risks, guys, even though we have money. Because this is Cyril's economy. You see, you don't know. Just one day you are cruising, okay? And then one day you are crashing, you know? So I always find myself, you know, I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong. I have a grateful journal. I wake up and I say, God, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the air that I breathe. I'm grateful for my health. But I still find myself with a crippling fear. A fear of, I don't really live a luxurious life. I everything that I prayed for, I have. You know, I wanted to put my daughter in a really good school, and I wanted to live in a good environment, and I just wanted to have a car that works, and I have all of that. And I wanted to have great health, and I have all of that. But I still find myself in deep fear and in anxiety and scared, you know, because I mean, now I'm here, okay? My bills are paid, but I'm still afraid. And I just think it's a human thing, and I battle with this so much. And I remember on Sunday, or was it Saturday? I can't remember. I listened to a voice clip by TD Jakes that said, if Jesus died for all our sins, you know, and all is forgiven and all is done, why are you still carrying it? And I did this video to admit that I'm one of those people who know that Jesus died for our sins. Shut up, you're making noise. Jesus died for our sins. God is a God of resurrection, but I still find myself in crippling fear. And I wanted to share this very vulnerable part of my life because I wanted women to know, or even men, I don't know, I can't relate to men very well. So you'll see in a lot of my videos, I say women a lot because I relate to women. I'm still working on my relationship with men. It's very difficult. There's a story for another day. But I wanted to share this vulnerable side of me because I know that there's somebody out there who resurrected themselves from poverty and debt and struggle and is in an okay place. I'm not gonna say I'm rich, and is in an okay place, but finds themselves feeling inadequate and fearful. You know, I am really the definition of, you know, when people say God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies those that are called. That is exactly what happened to me. God called me as unqualified as I am, and He qualified me. I asked Him for wisdom, and He placed me in rooms that demanded me to be wise. Guys, I work with the most prestigious groups of people. I'm surrounded by people who, profs, doctors, professors, graduates, and I feel so unqualified. But God put me in the room and He qualified me. And of course, I can go deep, like in depth. Like I go into it in depth training. I write exams. I really apply myself. I do a lot of research. I'm very good at that. But God called me and qualified me. I am the straight definition of that. But sometimes, even with all of that, I still find myself inadequate and unworthy and in fear. And it's so crippling, and it's something that I'm actively working on, and it's the first time I'm even sharing it. I don't even share this with my friends. But I find myself feeling that way, and I just wanted to make this video to let anyone know who is really building their lives and building their credit and building their finances and building their careers, that you're not alone. And past experiences are so painful that even after we survive them, which we will, we still find ourselves crippled. You're not alone. I feel like that every day. Sometimes I wake up with like chest pains and I'm like, what am I doing? What is all this? How am I gonna pay for all this? Like a panic that comes from nowhere. A panic that comes from nowhere. And I know I'm praying about it, and I told God about it, and I'm telling the whole world about it, whoever decides to subscribe, that you're not alone. And I don't know when it gets better, but I have faith and I have belief in my heart and soul that it will get better. And we are not here by mistake, and this is not a chance. And if you thought you were alone, child, you're not alone, okay? And yeah, I just wanted to share that. I hope it helps somebody. Happy Tuesday. Such a short week. I love it. Sweet. Bye.